All right, so Magnolia. I really like this film. I don't know if I'd say it's one of my favorites from Paul Thomas Anderson, but it's up there. I really enjoy it. I love this director's work in general, though, as you saw probably with my review of Licorice Pizza. I do like his movies a lot, especially in regards to his filmmaking and all that jazz. Oh, and also I did Punch Drunk Love. Actually, that's my favorite one of his, which is kind of crazy. I know some people that have seen There Will Be Blood will be coming after me with pitchforks right now. Right now, I definitely got to watch that one again. I did like it. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a great film, but it just didn't resonate with me as much as some of his other films. Personally, I like Boogie Nights quite a lot as well. Um, yeah. Anyway, none of his films that I've seen so far I've disliked. Even Phantom Thread, that was a great one too. Anyway, I could do all separate videos on these other ones that I haven't done. So let's get into this. So first thing is let's get into some of the visuals here. So the general cinematography. I love how he shoots his movies. A lot of like good like long takes and just the way he composes his shots. Some good wide shots of just actors doing their thing instead of cutting back and forth. Yeah, I love how he films his movies. So yeah, this is not an exception of that. Second thing is, let's go into more detail with it. So the second thing is camera movements. I love the way the cameras move around the scene. Kind of keeps it engaging. It has this energy to it. I love it. I know these like really fast shots, and that's leading me to the next scene, number three, the dolly ins and outs. I love the way he uses dollies in this film. It's so good. I love just the way he utilizes these different techniques to tell a story, and to bring across a certain sense of at times this pressure, I guess you could get from that at times, but there's also this sense of flow. So it really depends on the scene and the way it's utilized. Also, I'll have to mention too, in regards to the camera movements, I love those whip pans he does in this film as well. He does these cool little whip pans, and especially later on in the movie where a lot of characters shits, one character's this is going on, one character's this is going on, because it's all these different characters going on in this movie that aren't really relative to each other, but they are at the same time, like in a sense of like their themes and what they're going through. Some of them do intersect, but it's more about like a thematic similarity with these characters in a way. That's kind of what I got from it. But even still, I love just all the separate. It's kind of like Pulp Fiction in a way, kind of. Um, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's very similar to that in a sense. But yeah, like so. Yeah, I love those whip pans, and especially with the montage scenes later on. So good. I love that. Um, Number four is the tracking shots. So just these shots of characters moving around in the scene, and the camera just keeps going and going and going. Leading me to the next thing as well. Number five is long takes. So tracking shots along with the long takes, and especially in this TV studio, and it's just this camera following them around and going from one person to the other. It's so cool. I love it. It just gives this sense of, as I said, pressure, but also this sense of flow as well. Depends on how you look at it and depends on the context of the scene. Also, long takes can give a sense of awkwardness as well. Like there's this one scene with John C. Reilly and this chick, and she was playing her music too loud or something, but he also has a bit of a thing for her. As soon as he opens the door, he's like, wow. And there's this wide shot where they're just talking, and he's sipping his coffee. I think it was coffee, and there's just this slight awkwardness. The camera's just sitting in a wide, and they're kind of not sure what to say exactly, but they're just there talking still, trying to at least. Love it, and it's such a cool shot, just being in this like long take, this wide angle. I'm quite sure that there's no close-up shot, reverse shot in that whole little bit, and it doesn't feel boring, like you're engaged, because you're kind of feeling the tension, so it kind of locks you in because it's in this one wide shot. So good. I love it. Yeah, so a lot of great camera techniques and uses of filmmaking choices that enhance the story, which is very similar to what he did in Punch Drunk Love as well. Honestly, I feel like just in general with filmmaking, that's probably one of the best things to do, is to convey what's going on in the scene through the way the camera can be utilized. Sometimes you can do it differently. Sometimes you can do a contrast, or like which juxtaposes what's going on, which can be interesting. But a good rule of thumb sometimes is literally just reflect what's going on emotionally with the characters. you know. Next thing, so number 6 is the acting. So really solid performances all around. To everyone in this is great, honestly. Like, one person that really stands out to me that's quite unique is Tom Cruise. I love his performance in this movie. It kind of saddens me in a way he didn't, at least, because I don't think he did. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm quite certain he didn't get an Oscar nomination in this, and it kind of saddens me he didn't. Like, out of any movie I've seen him in, I could see him getting it for this. Yeah, like, wow. Like, what do we got here? We got Tom Cruise. Who's Philip Baker Hill? Oh, that's the old dude. Yeah, okay. Yeah, right, gotcha. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I know him. Philip Seymour Hoffman, Julianne Moore, William H. Macy, so that's the kid. He did a great job too, I think, for what he had to do. John C. Reilly, this is one of my favourite performances of his. I think there's a couple of other movies I like him, but this one is definitely a standout for me. Like, this made me realise, oh, this guy's just in comedies, you know? And then there's plenty of others too. Like, there's, I think Walters is the girl he chats up. Who's the one with the red frames? Oh, I might be getting William H. Macy. Oh, my bad. I'm getting the names mixed up. No, William H. Macy. No, my mistake. William H. Macy is the guy that's, like, he was the quiz kid, and he like got clung to that identity and didn't really go much further in ways in his life. It's a little bit sad. Very interesting though. I quite like his character as well, and he kind of has this thing for this dude he goes to at this bar. Yeah, interesting character, that guy. I quite like him though. Yeah, very interesting. I do like his performance a lot as well. And as for, yeah, I meant Jeremy Blackman. That's the kid that plays Stanley. That's the one in the game show. That's right. And he's not been in many films since. That's a bit of a bummer. What a bummer, man. Apparently he's in this movie called Crown Heights. Never heard of it before. What a bummer. Huh. Okay. Well, I hope whatever he's doing well. Because he did a great job in this. Good on him. But yeah, what am I up to now? So, so acting really solid all around, and that leads me to number 7 as well. To bring up more about the acting is pull off dramatic moments in performances. They really do a great job with, especially like Tom Cruise. This one bit, I think I remember the first time I watched it. There's this one bit where he cries. I was not sure what to think about it, but I think it works now. I think it works. It's almost like it's like he's crying, but he doesn't want to cry in front of his father that's dying in front of him. It's an interesting dynamic, and I quite like how he pulled that off. Yeah, it was interesting. So yeah, really solid performances, not just from Tom Cruise, but everyone here. Like, Philip Seymour Hoffman's great as well. He doesn't have a lot of dramatic moments in this one. Julianne Moore has some pretty good moments as well, actually. But yeah, all solid all around though, in regards to just the performances. Number 8 is the music. I really like the music in this, even though a lot of it's from, I think her name's Amy Mann. I think that's her name. I like it. I'm not usually big about movies with like vocals to kind of tell you how to feel, but I think they did a good job with this one. I think it actually worked. There is this one song, Wise Up, where they're all kind of like singing along with it, and it's showing how they're all intertwined. I know some people kind of find it corny. It works for me. I don't know what to tell you. It works. I feel like it's this really big high moment where all this shit's going on, and then that bit kind of mellows it out. And then, I don't know, like, I feel like it's a great way to dampen all the shit that just happened before, and to kind of show their shared humanity, their shared suffering, I guess. And I think it worked. As I said, call it cheesy, but whatever. I quite liked the way the music was done in this film. Leading me to the next thing, number 9 is, I'll mention this as well with the music. I've got all those songs on my phone. The Wise Up, One, and what was the last one? Can't remember the last one, but I do like that one as well. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, all great use of soundtrack though as well. Next thing, number 9, is the characters. I do like the characters a lot for different reasons. Even like there's just some good complexity to them as well, especially back to Tom Cruise's character. But I do like his complexity and like what he's doing with this whole, and I love like the whole theme of that in this film as well, with the whole which I'll mention later as well. But like the theme of, you know, being this like alpha male and, you know, needing to do all these certain steps to be attractive to women and so on and so forth, which is very much a thing nowadays. I think it's very much a thing that is in culture, especially for guys. Like, even for myself, I kind of went into that for a little bit, but then I kind of always had this weird sense that it was a bit manipulative, you know, and I just was like, I don't want to do that. Like, if that's what it takes, then forget it, you know. And I mean, and I have been in a relationship, and, you know, and I have dated in the past, and I don't think it's really necessary. Granted, at least from my point of view, yeah. But anyway, that I can get into that a little bit later if it comes up. But I just like the general just characters all around and just the nuance they have. They're not just these one-dimensional characters. You can see that they kind of have these things going on. Sometimes it's a bit more explicit. Sometimes it's a bit more under the surface. But you can tell that there's this good complexity with the characters. And I quite like that a lot. So good shit with the characters as well. All kind of quite flawed and human. No one's like this perfect good guy moral character. They've all got these kind of things going on in them, which is great. I love that. And it kind of all ties them together in a way too. Number 10 is the emotional impact. I do like the emotional impact, especially with that Wise Up scene. It kind of gets me a bit. That bit doesn't particularly make me cry, but it kind of gives me some type of feeling, and that's kind of why I give a point to it as well. The bit with Tom Cruise breaking down, I think the last time I watched it, that got me. That got to me. I was like, wow, yeah, good shit, you know. I think the ending too kind of got me, the way John C. Reilly's character talks to that girl, and he says, look, I accept you for who you are, and yeah, that's beautiful. So I love that. So yeah, I think really good emotional impact. And before I go any further, while I remember, I actually got it. Hell yeah, look at that. This is my thumbnail. Oh yep, so emotional impact. I think I pretty much got all that through. So yeah, great emotional impact. Some really good moments where I was like, yeah, you know what, I feel that. You know, it was great. So good shit in that regard as well. Number 11. Let me just have a sip of coffee. Need some coffee. Something stuck in my throat. So moving on to number 11. It's insane.
Oh, the frogs falling from the sky.
There's this particular moment in the movie where you're like, what the fuck? And especially kind of a bit in the beginning as well, talking about these coincidences and all these things happening. It's kind of funny. And the shit that comes up, it's like, what the hell? But it gets even more crazy near the very end. With raining toads. They're toads, right? Or are they frogs? I think it's frogs. Yeah, frogs. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything more. It's fucking nuts. But I don't know, like, it kind of works. I don't know, maybe, I mean, the first time I watched it, I was like, what the fuck is going on? But I don't know. Somehow it worked. I don't know why it's in it. I'd love to hear someone's like explanation of it, and that's probably a good explanation of it, I guess. Some thematic reason. I think it's something to do with religion as well, in a way. Something to do with some proverb or something in the Bible or something like that. But yeah, honestly, I'm not an expert on the meaning behind it. I just find it fucking nuts, and just another way it kind of ties all the characters together in a really insane wild way, and it's kind of creative, and I'm fucking blown away by some of the practical effects of that whole bit as well. It's pretty awesome. All right, next thing. Number 12, themes. Yes, so I had to come back to this. So themes is some really good themes of like, these flawed characters, shared humanity, as I said, the whole thing with Tom Cruise, but not even just the whole pickup thing, but just why he does it. Like, it goes into more nuance and depth of actually why he does it as well. And it just kind of shows you that reflection of, oh, so, if he didn't have that, who knows if he would be doing that as a career, right? It's really interesting. And I feel like that's the case with some of these characters. You can tell that there's a past behind some of these characters and why they do what they do. And I love that. I think that's really cool. Shows a great level of complexity, with them, which I really like a lot. So yeah, really solid themes all around. I think I pretty much said what I wanted to say about like the whole pickup thing, and I just say, yeah, look, from my own experience, I think it's better to be yourself. Simple as that. Now, when I say yourself, you might go, oh, well, what's that? Well, that's for you to find out. Like, it's kind of hard to find who yourself is at times because the world kind of tells you who you are or who you should be, right? I think a great place to start is what you're passionate about. What do you enjoy in life? What gives you a sense of getting up in the morning? What gives you meaning? What gives you purpose? Like for me, example, this, doing videos about movies, talking about movies. I've made the occasional short film here and there. I love it, It's something I'm very passionate about, and it gives my life a lot of richness and meaning. And it's not just watching a movie to me, it's seeing that shared humanity partly as well. It's not just escapism, it's actually seeing that I'm not alone. There's a lot of people that struggle through things, and it's even evident in films. And what are films? Films are also a reflection of what people go through. It might not be that characters actually real, but the things that they go through are real, and those things are okay. It's just part of being human, and I love that. So I think that's not one of the big reasons at first I love film, but that's one big reason recently I've started to think about is that. But it's also, yeah, it's the art of filmmaking that I love, and what you can do with conveying those emotions and conveying the human experience and all those things. I think it's amazing, and also I love exploring the mind and psychology and philosophy, all those kind of things I've definitely delved into in my life, and I still find it really fascinating, even though I do have a bit of a grasp on who I am a bit more now, as a person, but also the mystery behind that as well. But yeah, I think overall, just that being said though, I still find this curiosity towards learning that stuff, even to this day. Yeah, so there you go. But anyway, I would, I think this is a bit of a weird tangent, but I'd invite, if you're considering, dating or something, or relationships, or trying to find yourself, that's probably a good place to start, is what you enjoy, and go from there. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going. Number 13. Rewatchability. Yes, I've seen this movie quite a few times. How many times now? Holy shit. I've watched this movie 7 times, and this is not a short movie. It's about 3 hours long, pretty much on the button, so holy shit. I've watched it 7 times. Yeah, I love it. There's something about it, and just the way I connect with it, and the filmmaking's really good. It's just one of those movies that's really grown on me. I think the first time I watched it, I thought it was good. I was fucking confused by the frogs, but I thought it was good. I thought it had some really good moments, and I did notice a bit of the filmmaking from what I recall. But it's only grown more and more my appreciation of this film. Alright, next thing. So that's rewatchability. Number 14 is, even though it's long, this is actually something I realized the first time I watched it. Number 14 is the pacing. I thought the movie was really well paced the first time I watched it, and I think it's because we got a lot of these different characters, but each character is compelling. It's not like there's one character where I'm like, oh, here we go. No, like every character has some interesting pull that I connected with, or just like an idea I found interesting. So yeah, I love the pacing. So that's number 14. Number 15, last but not least, is the ending. I think the ending really hits home and works really well, wraps it up nicely, shows that, shared humanity, even in some ways forgiveness, and yeah, I don't know, like, and I guess you could say forgiveness and also redemption in a way as well, kind of. Yeah. But there's a lot of other stuff too. Lots of stuff in this movie, but it keeps it interesting. I'll say that. There's a lot of shit going on, but it's never, I don't think it's sensory overload. I mean, that might be intentional. That kind of like so much shit's going on, because it's kind of relatable sometimes in life as well. But yeah, that is my review of Magnolia. Fucking good movie, man. Good shit. Good shit. Yeah, I'm glad I bought it. I'm so glad I bought this one. Yeah, I'm happy I bought this movie because I think they brought it back out recently in JB Hi-Fi because One Battle After Another came out, which I've also got now on Blu-ray. But they might have just put out a few of Paul Thomas Anderson's films because of that. Because I don't know why else they would have brought that back out, but because I don't think it was in there last time I've checked, which was a while ago. So anyway, whatever the reason was, I'm glad they brought it in stock because I'll definitely watch this movie many times over, even though I've already seen it 7 times. I love it. I think it's a great film. Really great. Highly recommend it if you haven't seen it, even though I've said a lot about this film and it probably spoiled it a bit. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I should give a bit of a spoiler warning because I have said a lot about this movie. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you've watched this video all the way up to this point, consider hitting the subscribe button and liking the video. I very much appreciate that. And yeah, that's it for this video. Hope to catch you folks in the next one.